Get your CGR shirts and glassware at ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is brought to you by Magnum Skywolf. CGR is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Welcome to Classic Game Room. The Atari 2600 controller isn't perfect. It falls over, it wobbles, it slides around the table. If only there was something to prevent that from happening. Well, now there is, because I have the stick stand, which increases the size of my Atari 2600 joystick. There's nothing to be ashamed about. It's happened to all of us. You're playing a sweaty, aggressive game of Berserk on your Atari 2600, only to find out that you can't keep your controller upright because the base is too small. Look at this thing. What good does it do? Well, that's what the stick stand is for. Put your Atari 2600 controller in there, and it increases the size of the base, making it nearly impossible to knock over. The stick stand. The stick stand is indeed a miracle of science and technology. Let's watch how it performs while playing Berserk on Atari 2600. I guess technically my 7800, but let's go to version 5. Bring it, stupid robots! Woo! Whoops, no. The stick stand, made in the USA. Patent still pending. Works with your Atari 2600 joysticks, increasing the surface area, sort of, or at least the size of your base. I think the rubber things might be bigger too, so technically that would make my first statement correct. It definitely works. Evil Otto, you suck! Oh. Here's a demonstration. Barely any force at all. The Atari joystick wobbles around, and it's pretty terrible. That's why most of us play games like this. But if you want to have it on the table like a joystick, you really want the stick stand. It's such a simple idea, but it does work. Look. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was, preventing your controller from falling over in the middle of heated combat. The increase in performance that you may see with the stick stand will only be as good as the quality of your Atari 2600 joystick to begin with. And this happens to be the best one that I have out of all of my Atari joysticks. The beige one that came with the Atari XCGS computer is the best. And as silly as this review might be, if you like to play with your Atari controller on a surface like a joystick, the stick stand really does work. While it does grip the controller tightly, you'll still want to keep a hand on it for additional support, even though I still prefer the Sega Genesis controller. The stick stand does the job of standing your stick. Stick stand. While playing Atari 2600, and I've got a Classic Game Room shout out and thank you going to Eric, once again from Pasadena, California. Thank you for sending not one, but 2 stick stands. Oops. To the show. These definitely increase the Atari awesomeness of the intergalactic space arcade. Oh no! Evil Otto! He doesn't appreciate the stick stand. Buy your games and accessories through ClassicGameRoom.com. Welcome to the club. It's the Lord Carnage Club, where I thank these backers on Patreon by shouting their name in a volcano from within the zone of danger. Jeff Breyer. Jeff Breyer. Derek Langley. Derek Langley. Michael and Ariana Nelson. Michael and Ariana Nelson. Michael Fernandez. Those not named Michael Fernandez aren't Michael Fernandez. Steven Chucknick. Steven Chucknick. Al Stiver. Al Stiver. Rick DeBarros. Rick DeBarros. Jason Goy. Jason Goy. Sergio Matthias Hergert. Chip Sankbale. Chip Sankbale. Busy signal. Still busy. Sean Zoltek. Sean Zoltek. Philip Straubenmuller. Phil does the dance of safety in the zone of danger. Jack Stavris. Jack Stavris. Ohad Kane.